Good morning. Thanks for joining me today. I'm Mark. This is Spiguyver Backpacking, and today we are up in the Catskills, up in New York, the Catskill Mountains, and we are on the Escarpment Trail. So this is a trail I really wanted to do. It is a cold, cold weekend. It's windy. It's flurries and snowing a little bit right now. It's not going to get above freezing the entire time we're out here. It's going to get down into the single digits, and right now it's about 22 degrees. So it's definitely a chilly morning. I've got multiple layers on right now, and I'll shed them as I get warm, if I get warm, but that wind is just cutting. So having this puffy that has the out dry on it really acts as a great shell, and so that's what I'm using for now. So this is what we're doing for the weekend. Let's go. All right, so we're over here. We're gonna come up here, go this way. We may come over here on the Falls Trail, see if we can get there, or this one. I think I want to do the one that goes actually down, so probably do that one. We're gonna come up here, hit the Escarpment Trail, head up, take this loop out to Boulder Rock, and then we're gonna head up this way. We've got to get at least to North Mountain before we're allowed to camp for the night, so head up this way, and then there's some side trails. We'll probably take a side trail somewhere where there's actually water. I'd rather camp somewhere somewhat near water. So the drive up here this morning was incredibly beautiful. Because I've got the Jeep, I'm driving the Jeep, and you know, it's not great on the highway. It doesn't really go all that fast, and so it's not great, especially when you get to climbs with those big tires, whatever. So I took a lot of back roads, you know, where the main speeds are somewhere between 40 and 55. Added about an hour to the trip, but man, I got to see so much more, going up and down through the mountains, getting to see waterfalls and rivers and creeks, and just, it was nice. It was really an enjoyable drive this morning. So yeah, now we're here, hitting the trail. The trail itself right now, even though it's below freezing, it's cold, you can see the trail has been pretty wet, pretty muddy. So kind of picking my way through this morning. Don't want wet feet right away. So yeah, you see here, it's just kind of, water's actually running down the trail. So it's going to be a good weekend. Really excited. Happy to be out here. It's going to be cold. May snow a little bit. I definitely saw driving up here, the higher elevations, everything's white. So it was in the clouds. And I think that it's just that everything has a layer of ice on it. So it could be interesting. We'll see when we get up there. One of the things I always like about the New York parks are the signs. I mean, there's trail signs over there, trail signs right here, clearly depicting which way to go, what the markers are on those trails, and what is coming up. Very nice. All right, you guys got to check this one out. Yeah. know it's really windy, but hopefully you can hear me. You can see over on the hills across this valley how the top of them are all white because they were in the clouds earlier, and I think that's all just frozen. I think it's all just ice on stuff. I don't think it's snow. But we keep getting higher, so we'll find out soon enough. Come around the corner right here and it opens up and we're starting to get a view out into the Hudson Valley. So you can see the Hudson River way out there, and I think that we're going this way around some of these other ridges. Beautiful, beautiful out here. So the trail today is kind of a difficult mix. So you've got a lot of spots where the rocks are completely iced over. There's spots where the ground itself is frozen. But then you've got other spots where it's super muddy, it's inches deep of water. So it's a combination of wet and ice. If you look right here, I mean, you've got ice covering the surface of the rock. You've got some water down here. And then if you look at the trail's got water. And the problem is it's hard, in some spots it's hard to tell what's wet and what's ice, so you've got to be really careful. Then there's spots that look like they are pretty dry, and you step and you sink and your feet get wet. So just a difficult day as far as what the terrain conditions are actually like. You know, some of those really steep areas are very ice covered, and so it's really picking your way up them. For a good section of the Escarpment Trail, it's actually the same trail as the long path. So this is the New York, New Jersey long path. I may have heard of it in the past, but I don't know much about the long path, so I'm gonna have to look that one up. Just kind of see where it starts, where it ends, and what kind of mileage it is, and maybe that's something that we start knocking off pieces of, because if this is part of it, this is a beautiful section. Pick my way through here. Right down here beside me, this is split rock. And so you can see it curves around. Some good icicles up here. A lot of ice on the trail right here, so I'm just being really careful. You can see, I mean, the trail just goes right through here, and you've got this, and you got the drop off down there. See the icicles running over the side. A little bit of snow coming down. Cool little spot right here. So right here, you come out of the woods, you come out of the trail right over here, and you've got this wide open spot with an amazing view. And this is the former site of the Catskill Mountain House. So looks like it was something like that up here. Pretty neat. Used to be here from 1824 to 1963, and this was reviewed as one of the most famous views in America at one point. Pretty cool. So over there is North Lake, and I could be wrong. I don't think I am, but it looks like it's completely frozen over. Yeah, you can see the snow blowing across it. Pretty neat. And I'm telling you, that wind is brutally cold, like painfully cold. Just gonna keep going. Coming off of the lake, I had to keep moving. I couldn't stop because I didn't even want to go down and check it, because just the wind coming across there, just sweeping across that frozen lake, it was just so cold. My fingers are pretty numb right now. I just got to keep moving. It's starting to go uphill a little bit, so I should warm up. Whew, cold. All right, so let me update you guys on where we're at right now. So I stopped, sat down for a little while, thought about making some lunch, but I checked the weather. It's just going to continue to get colder. There are several factors here that I'm talking about or thinking about. So the trail's been pretty wet. My feet are wet. I didn't bring the boots. I brought the trail runners. And so my feet are wet. It's below freezing, quite a ways below freezing. With wind chill, it's in the negatives, I think, right now, at least up here. There are a lot of spots where it's really wet on the trail, and then there are a lot of spots where it's icy. If it continues to get colder, a lot of the spots are wet are going to also be just iced over. And there are spots where it has specifically said, you know, don't proceed unless you have crampons. I did not bring my trail crampons, so that, the cold, my feet being wet, I've been coughing. I haven't been feeling all that great. I think maybe I might be catching something, I don't know. But when you pair all of them together, any one of them by themselves, I'd probably just carry on. A couple of them by themselves, probably fine. I mean, I could set up camp here or somewhere near here, hang it out, see what tomorrow brings. But you know, my water bottles are already freezing up pretty good. There's no running water anywhere near here, so I think I'm just gonna make the decision to pack it up, turn around, head out, and do this another time. You know, sometimes it doesn't work out, and you make bad decisions. And you know, for me, I think that I had the trail crampons, which are like micro spikes, just a little bit more substantial. They aren't true crampons, but I had them pulled out this morning. I looked at them, grabbed them, set them back down. I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna need them out there. Well, there are definitely spots that coming down, it was looking like I was gonna need them. And if this trail gets more frozen tomorrow and the next day than it is today, I will definitely need them. And I don't want to get into a spot where I'm out of options to get down. So at least from here, there are other options I can get out that I don't even have to go back down the trail that I went down. So I go back down to the lake, and then hit the road and road walk it back to where I'm parked. So I think that's the option I'm going to take, just to stay safe. And it's a lesson learned. You know what? Got to look on the bright side of things and learn from your mistakes, learn from my mistakes. And I made mistakes on this one. You know, we all live and learn. And fortunately, I didn't make a mistake that was big enough that I can't learn from it and can't come back and do it a different time. We'll talk more when we get back to the car. Okay, so I made it back to the Jeep. It was a lot shorter coming back because I jumped off the trail, hit the road, just walked the road back. So made some mistakes on this one. We'll learn from this and come back and do it again. I'm cold. I'm cold. My feet being wet really did have a big impact. I should have brought the boots. Hey, I learned. Next time. Appreciate you guys checking this out. Learn from my mistakes. make sure you guys are prepared. I think I was prepared for everything except for just the condition of the trail. Hey guys, now that I'm back home and I've thought about the day and everything, I think I made a good choice. You know, things were freezing, I was freezing, but there was a lot of water on the trail, and if that froze, you know, I don't need to risk anything. I wasn't trying to prove anything out there. And, you know, you risk not only putting yourself in danger, putting anybody that may have to come rescue you in danger. And I definitely don't want to be in that position. And sure, I had enough stuff with me, and I had enough warm stuff. I had 0-degree quilts. I probably could have waited it out. Maybe tomorrow, wake up and it's a beautiful day. But I had to make the decision after looking at as I was going higher, things kept getting more and more frozen. And looking across at the other mountains, you could see that once you got above a certain point, everything was frozen, like ice on everything. And the fact that when I looked at the weather, it did talk about freezing drizzle overnight. It just was a situation where it wasn't smart to stick around. So made the right choice, and we can do this again. We can do it again another weekend, and we will do it again another weekend. So appreciate you guys coming out. If you guys have ever bailed from a trip, let me know why you bailed from a trip down below. Thanks guys, see ya.